And I tell people, I say, that cat is pure at heart, and he's principled. He's simply
Three things could happen at any moment, and whichever one happens first sends this whole story in a different direction. Donald Trump has a pardon request from Diddy sitting in front of him. 50 Cent says he has video of Oprah Winfrey that Netflix refused to air, and he says he is ready to put it out himself. Vivica Fox has now said she may be done protecting 50 Cent. So this is not a quiet little celebrity news cycle. There are 3 different pressure points building at the same time, and every major person involved seems to be holding something that could damage someone else. The uncomfortable part is that nobody has actually made the move yet, but any one of them could, suddenly. And once one of them does, the other 2 are going to look completely different.
I hate to say it, but it's no contest. I mean, 50 Cent is just the king of diss. You gotta just move on.
But he does all of it on the internet.
Start with the one that carries real legal weight, because the other 2 can sound like messy tabloid noise until you understand what is underneath all of it. Sean Combs is serving 50 months in federal prison. 50 months, a little more than 4 years. A jury convicted him on 2 counts of transportation to engage in commercial activity, while acquitting him on the bigger charges, racketeering and human trafficking. So prosecutors did not get the sweeping win they were looking for. But the sentence still happened. The handcuffs still happened. He is still in a low-security facility in New Jersey while his lawyers fight the case on appeal. Then, very quietly, his legal team reached out to the White House. And Donald Trump confirmed it himself. He said it publicly. Diddy asked for a pardon. Now listen to Trump's wording. He told reporters that Diddy had been very hostile during the 2016 campaign, and that it makes things difficult. Difficult does not mean no. It also does not mean there is no chance. It is the kind of word a politician uses when he wants to leave the door open and see how the room reacts later. Trump also said he did not really know Diddy well, but that they got along fine before politics got ugly. That is careful language, soft enough to keep the possibility alive. And while Diddy sits in a cell, his lawyer, Nicole Westmoreland, has told reporters that her client remains hopeful. People with money, lawyers, and access do not usually stop calling the White House just because the president sounded annoyed about old campaign insults.
They once worked together a long time ago. They're not friends now. They don't like each other. And yeah, 50 has taken every shot, especially when Diddy has been down.
So that is the first thing hanging over all of this. A pardon could come down any morning. No courtroom, no new appeal hearing, no jury weighing anything. Just one signature. And if that happens, the trial suddenly becomes something history has to argue over instead of something the system fully carried through. The accusers become people who spoke into a process that politics may have cut short. Then the story takes another turn, because the person behind the most high-profile documentary about Diddy's alleged crimes is also the same person claiming he has video of Oprah that Netflix would not touch. 50 Cent produced Sean Combs' The Reckoning for Netflix. It came out in December of 2025. It included never-before-seen footage, interviews with accusers, and 2 jurors from the trial. But according to 50 Cent, there was another piece of footage Netflix refused to include. He says it came from a party. He claims it shows Oprah Winfrey with Diddy. He says she performed rituals. He says she was his lover. And according to him, Netflix saw that footage and said no. Now, to be clear, none of that is proven. This is 50 Cent making the claim. He has been Diddy's rival for years. He has called Diddy the John Gotti. He has built a whole public persona around taunting people and pushing buttons. But even before you decide whether the footage is real, the shape of the claim matters. Because Netflix already made a decision about what did and did not make it into the version the public saw.
With the series, with the film?
I mean, I think the intention is to give a more full-bodied experience to what happened, from the people that agreed to sit down and to participate. And I feel like the film asks a lot of questions, maybe more questions are asked than answers given. And
stay with that for a second. Netflix released a documentary called The Reckoning, and it went hard at Diddy. But according to 50 Cent, footage involving Oprah did not make the cut. That alone raises questions. He now says he is ready to post the video himself. But he still has not done it. He is holding it back, in the same way Vivica Fox seems to be holding back whatever she knows about him. The threat is still active, and if he posts it, the documentary is no longer the final word. Suddenly, Netflix looks less like a platform and more like a gatekeeper that protected Oprah while allowing 50 Cent to go after Diddy. That would pour gasoline on every conspiracy surrounding this case. And at that point, whether the video is real, misleading, or something else entirely might almost get swallowed by the accusation itself. The claim becomes the headline. 50 Cent understands that. That is why he keeps bringing it up. Now bring in the third piece, and this one is messy because nobody has actually named what it is. Vivica Fox has been in and out of 50 Cent's orbit for years. They dated, they feuded, they made peace. Then, in a moment that got buried under all the noise around the Diddy trial, Fox said something that should have stopped people cold. She said, and I am quoting directly, "I always protected Curtis. Curtis is 50 Cent. Then she added, "That may be over." 2 sentences, and suddenly the entire anti-Diddy crusade has a problem sitting underneath it. Because if Vivica Fox has been protecting 50 Cent from something, then the man exposing Diddy may have his own weak spot. And she has gone into this territory before. When they fought publicly, she suggested he was hiding something about his personal identity. She did not spell it out then either. But the pattern is hard to miss. When she gets angry, she suggests she knows something that could hurt him.
You have bullies in this business. And the bullies are so used to being bullies, they don't understand when somebody bite back.
Right.
Not bark back, they bite back.
Right.
Do not ask me what the secret is. Nobody has put a name on it. That is the point. The power in Vivica Fox's silence is that nobody knows exactly what she is holding. It could be something relatively small, an old affair, a money issue, some private embarrassment, or it could be something that lines up with the very things 50 Cent has spent 2 decades accusing Diddy of. The uncertainty is what gives it force, and right now, she is clearly choosing not to use it. She said, may be over. That word is doing a lot of work. She could wake up tomorrow and decide she is done protecting him, or she could never say another word. But the fact that she said it publicly means she wanted people to know she has something. That does not feel accidental. So pull back and look at how these pieces fit together. Trump could pardon Diddy at any time, and the 50-month sentence could turn into political theater. 50 Cent could post the Oprah video, and one of Hollywood's most protected public figures would be dragged into a scandal she has not been publicly tied to before. Vivica Fox could speak, and the man who built this late career lane around exposing Diddy could suddenly be the one under the spotlight. 3 loaded weapons, all pointed in different directions. The timing is what makes it ugly. If Trump pardons Diddy first, the Oprah video and Fox's secret still matter, but they get pulled into a bigger fight over political power and corruption. If 50 Cent posts the video first, Trump can still pardon Diddy and Fox can still speak, but the documentary gets buried under the Oprah angle. And if Fox speaks first, 50 Cent's credibility could be damaged before the Oprah accusation even has a chance to land. The person who helped bring Diddy's story to the screen could be discredited before he reveals whatever he claims to have on Oprah.
So 50's not the only producer on this documentary.
Yeah,
Y'all
no.
do know that, right?
Yeah,
there's other executive producers on this documentary.
50,
So why is 50 the only one that's kicking them down? It sounds like Diddy getting jumped to me.
It's 50. It was 50 idea, right? This all. If 50 didn't have the idea to do it, it wouldn't have been done and executed this perfectly.
I doubt it. I doubt so.
Really?
I almost guarantee somebody probably came to him and said, this is what they want to do.
That is the trap. 50 Cent cannot control all 3 pieces. Trump does not have to care about whatever Vivica Fox may know. Fox does not have to care about the pardon. Each person is moving for their own reasons, but the consequences are tied together now. And what makes the situation dangerous is how little warning any of this would require. A pardon does not need a big press event. Trump can sign it in seconds. 50 Cent does not need Netflix's approval. He can upload a video from his phone. Vivica Fox does not need a film crew or a producer. She can go on a podcast or Instagram Live and say whatever she has apparently been holding back. That seems to be where things stand right now. Unresolved, still hot, waiting on whoever decides they are tired of holding their fire. And the uncomfortable question is what happens if Vivica Fox speaks before 50 Cent posts the Oprah video. Because if she damages his credibility first, then anything he says about Oprah starts to look like a distraction from his own problem. The video could be real. It could show exactly what he claims it shows. But by then, a lot of people may not believe him. The messenger could be taken out before the message arrives. So what happens first? The pardon, the video, or Fox ending her silence? And what does it say that the man who spent 20 years warning people about Diddy may have his own secret sitting with someone who says she used to protect him?
Yeah, this is a real issue. And I think Diddy's lawyers are right when you're talking about somebody who's not, supposed to not be able to be accessed in this way.
And that's super scary. If he, in fact, woke up with a knife to his throat, I mean, that's friggin' terrifying.
The appeal alone shows this is not finished. Diddy's lawyers went to the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Manhattan and argued that the judge went far beyond what he was supposed to do. In their filing, they said the judge defied the jury's verdict by weighing conduct the jury had already rejected. Prosecutors pushed back and said the 50-month sentence was fair and still below the federal guidelines. So while both sides keep fighting it out in filings, Diddy is sitting in a low-security facility in Fort Dix, New Jersey, with a release date of April 2028. Unless the appeal changes that. Unless something else changes the calculation completely. And that is only the official version. The messier version is underneath it. Start with the evidence that made the case impossible for people to look away from. In May of 2024, CNN released hotel surveillance footage. The date stamp on the video says March 5th, 2016. In that footage, Diddy is seen in a towel, running down a hallway, grabbing Cassie Ventura by the neck, throwing her to the ground, kicking her twice while she is lying there, and then dragging her by her sweatshirt. He throws a vase near her. She gets away to an elevator. That is not somebody describing what happened years later. It is not a line from a lawsuit. It is a hallway camera. And 3 days after the footage came out, Diddy posted an apology video. He called his own behavior inexcusable. He said he was disgusted then and disgusted now. That is what makes the later legal argument feel strange. If you admit that conduct on camera, it becomes harder to understand why your legal team spends the next year arguing the judge should not consider that same conduct at sentencing.
50's
Fifth, y'all don't even. Fifth
play
is
around
different.
if you want to.
Fifth is different.
And he's on tour. He ain't even in a...
That video became the center of everything that followed. When Homeland Security arrested Diddy at a Manhattan hotel in September of 2024, agents searched the room where he was staying. At trial, a special agent named Yasin Binda testified about what they found. Baby oil, lubricant, small bags of pink powder, $9,000 in cash. The pink powder tested positive for ketamine and MDMA. The baby oil and lubricant were found all over the room, in a closet, in the bathroom, on the nightstand. Prosecutors said those items fit the pattern of what they called freak-offs, elaborate performances Diddy allegedly arranged and recorded. But one thing gets lost in a lot of the headlines. Physical evidence like that is still circumstantial. It may support the story. It does not prove the whole story by itself. And the jury's final decision made clear that circumstantial evidence alone was not enough for the biggest charges. Now bring in a witness who said she saw something years before any of this became public. Dawn Richard was in Danity Kane, the group Diddy created on his reality show. At trial, she testified about an incident from 2009. She said she was in a kitchen with Cassie Ventura, who was cooking eggs. According to Richard, Diddy came downstairs screaming about where his food was. She said he hit Ventura over the head. He kicked her. Ventura fell to the ground and went into the fetal position. Then, Richard said, Diddy dragged her upstairs by her hair with his arm around her neck. Richard heard glass breaking and yelling from upstairs. The next day, she said, Diddy called her and another woman into his recording studio. He locked the door. He told them what they saw was passion, what lovers do. Then he said it was in their best interest if we didn't say anything. And he added that, where he comes from, people go missing if they talk. That was sworn testimony. Richard was describing what she understood as a threat. And still, the jury acquitted him on the biggest charges.
What he created. And I acknowledge that. And that's why I see him as legacy.
So what did the jury actually decide? They convicted Diddy on 2 counts of transportation to engage in commercial work. They acquitted him of racketeering, conspiracy, and human trafficking. That split verdict is one of the most important details in this whole case, and it does not get talked about enough. Prosecutors wanted a sweeping RICO conviction. They wanted life in prison. Instead, the jury found that he transported people for prohibited purposes, but did not find that he ran a criminal enterprise. That gives both sides something to point to. Prosecutors can say he is a convicted felon serving 50 months. The defense can say he beat the most serious charges. And then, Judge Arun Subramanian still sentenced him in a way that treated the acquitted conduct as meaningful. Judge Subramanian said Diddy abused the power and control with women you professed to love. He said Diddy abused them physically, emotionally, and psychologically. But the jury did not convict him on that broader theory. That is why the appeal matters now. The next part is uncomfortable for a different reason. Diddy's own mother, Janice Combs, issued a statement during all of the legal chaos. She said her son was not entirely truthful about certain things, such as denying he has ever gotten violent with an ex-girlfriend when the hotel's surveillance showed otherwise. That is a stunning thing for a mother to say publicly. She admitted he lied about the hotel video. She framed it as fear, as something complicated and painful to admit. But she still said it. Then she called the federal case a public lynching. So you have a mother trying to protect her son, while also acknowledging that he was dishonest about what people saw on tape. A lot of families would close ranks completely and deny everything. She did not do that. She left just enough room to say the video was real and his denial was false. Once that is out there, it follows him into every other denial. If your own mother says you were not truthful about the thing caught on camera, people are going to question what else you were asking them to believe.
Don't trust nobody. In Hollywood, specifically, when you get there, a lot of people don't know how to say no. That's the difference between New York City and California.
Then there's the credibility fight around Cassie Ventura herself. One of the jurors, Juror 75, spoke to a documentary after the trial. He said he was confused by Ventura's behavior. His exact words were, "You can't have it both ways. Have the luxury and then complain about it." He was talking about her staying in the relationship while also having access to the money, the houses, and the lifestyle. That is a harsh window into how at least one person inside the jury process saw her. But there is another side to that same tension. Ventura testified that she would give back the $20 million settlement she received from Diddy if it meant she never had to endure the freak-offs. On the stand, under oath, she said, "I'd give that money back if I never had to have freak-offs." She said she would have had agency and autonomy, and she had already texted Diddy 5 days after the 2016 hotel assault. The message was read in court. "I'm not a rag doll, I'm someone's child." So the conflict is right there in front of you. One juror saw a woman who stayed too long in a world of money and privilege. Ventura presented herself as someone who had documented the abuse in real time and would trade every dollar to undo it. There is no clean, comfortable way to package that. Now add the accusers who never took the stand in the criminal trial. Joy Dickerson-Neal filed a lawsuit claiming Diddy harmed and assaulted her in 1991 when she was a college student. Rodney Jones, a producer who worked on Diddy's last album, sued for $30 million, alleging unwanted groping and harassment that continued for more than a year. A Jane Doe came forward saying she was 17 years old when Diddy and his associates flew her to New York and assaulted her. Each of those cases has its own timeline, its own evidence issues, and its own defense arguments. But when you put them next to each other, they create a kind of weight that one criminal trial was never going to resolve completely. The jury only saw part of what has been alleged. And those civil cases do not disappear just because the criminal trial reached a verdict.
I'm not poking a bear. I'm saying that he's a stone. And I've spoken to 2 men he's lived in sales with, who you had with. Curtis! No, I'm not saying allegedly. You're and you know it.
All of this feeds right back into the pressure points that are still unresolved. The pardon request is not going away just because the trial ended. If anything, it matters more now, because there is an actual sentence that could be erased. 50 Cent's Oprah video claim is still out there, still unposted, still capable of flipping the media conversation overnight if he releases it. Vivica Fox's hint that she may stop protecting 50 Cent is still hanging there too, unnamed and unexplained. Each of those threats gets more serious as the legal case shows where it is vulnerable. The appeal could reduce the sentence. The documentaries could bring out new witnesses. The accusers could keep speaking. None of this feels settled, and the person who gave those accusers a platform, 50 Cent, may still have his own problem waiting with someone who says she used to protect him. So this is where the case leaves us. The evidence was real. The video was undeniable. Diddy admitted to the assault on camera, but the legal system still delivered a split verdict. His own mother admitted he lied. At least one juror questioned Cassie Ventura's credibility, and Ventura said she would trade every dollar to get her autonomy back. That is not a neat ending. It's a case that keeps getting reopened in public, even after the sentence. And those three unresolved threats, the pardon, the video, and the silence, are still out there. If any one of them lands, the trial starts looking different all over again. Let me leave you with this. The man who helped expose Diddy may have his own secret that Vivica Fox is still holding back. The woman who survived Diddy had her credibility fought over by the people deciding his fate. The platform that released the documentary reportedly refused to air footage involving Oprah, and the president holding the pardon pen said Diddy was hostile to him, but he still did not say no. So, which outcome feels worse to you? A pardon that wipes away the sentence, a video that never sees the light of day, or Fox finally breaking her silence and taking down the messenger instead of the monster? Drop your take in the comments. This story is still moving. Someone just has to make the next move. Talk soon.